Television shows succeed for a multitude of reasons, but every once in a while one comes along with such a unique premise that you can't help but be interested. I recently saw a new trailer on YouTube for a new show called Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead, and one of the top comments caught my attention right away. Because often a great premise is enough to get you interested in a show, but when it's executed remarkably, it's enough to sell you. My name is Pei, and this is when your job is worse than a zombie apocalypse. Alright, imagine you're a recent college graduate starting a job in the field of your dreams. Excited and eager, you go in with high expectations, and your good day gets better when you bump into a coworker who's beautiful and time slows down, and you two actually seem to hit it off a bit. It's almost like you're an anime protagonist. And at the end of the long day, you go out for drinks with your coworkers, and people seem happy, everything's perfect. But then suddenly, there's a tonal shift. And let me tell you, this is where it gets really good. Because this show, Zom 100, is not a slice of life. No. It's more of a horror, and in this scary movie, the monster is an exploitative company. And man, do they literally make it a horror film. Because the creators of Zom 100 very effectively use two things to make a remarkable pilot that fully utilizes their strong premise. First, they establish a believable path for our protagonist, Akira Tendo, to slowly slip into a deep pit of depression. And second, they beautifully compare that depression to being a zombie using a multitude of filmmaking tools from actual horror films. We see the color literally drain from his life as things get worse and worse. But going back to that first point, there's an obvious question that needs to be answered. Why doesn't he quit? And I didn't realize that was going to be such a big problem until they painted such an eloquent answer. Because his circumstance mixed with his self-determination slowly gaslight him into thinking he doesn't have another option. He can't help but cope and wonder if other companies would be worse. If he quits, his team is going to have to burden his workload because everyone that's left before him made his life harder. And then there's love. Except for the fact that his crush is secretly having an affair with their boss. It's also especially hard to leave when everyone around you, some who've been working at the company for 10 plus years, seem happy with their circumstance. The most important thing to urge is that this entire situation is very convincing. And while I probably have seen friends in a similar position in my life, I'm sure this happens constantly. Because Akira Tendo feels stuck. The way Zom 100 represents our main protagonist slip into depression is really cool. They emulate a lot of remarkable filmmaking tools from horror. From the color grade to the cuts and score, they capture the weight of depression. The way your life gets so difficult. The inability to do the small things like clean your room or take a shower. The constant consumption of media as a way of distracting yourself. It's all very well done. And it makes it even better when Akira finds out that he's in a zombie apocalypse. We see him literally break through the black bars of the aspect ratio, and the monochrome fades away, and all he feels is relief that he gets a day off from work. This show is something. Thank you. Subscribe for more weekly video essays.